field and has me to live interact with our eyewitness Sasquatch. This is my December 15th live show. As you can see, I have a friend of mine, Ashley, and her little boy will pop in, but he doesn't know anything about Bigfoot, but he's going to listen in on our conversation today. Ashley is my empath who has had tremendous success. Is it empath? Is it telepathy? What's the term you like to use?
You can say empath.
Empath. So Jane, who's my video for Sasquatch, um, doesn't really communicate with me, doesn't interact with me, or she hasn't much. She's been interacting and communicating with her. And you'd think girls like boys, excuse me, and boys like girls, but apparently Jane likes Ashley. So I'm embracing that relationship, and I'm seeing things like Matt is. There's an 11-year-old Sasquatch that is coming around Matt. Darren has a special thing going on. So I'm really embracing expeditioners coming out and having their own stuff, their own success. So, hi Todd, can I get a happy birthday? Oh, happy birthday, Rakur Jepa.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce it? Happy birthday! Thanks for tuning in today, guys. My favorite two people. Oh, it's Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Hello, Kyle.
So yeah, and you've been helping Kyle with his spiritual. So is telepathy spiritual? Is there?
I believe so.
Well, explain that, please. How is spirituality connected to telepathy?
Because it's all interconnected. We're all one, right? So it's having the connection with all that is,
Mhm.
which is going to be, spiritual because you have your higher self and you have the source connection.
Mhm.
I want to play some video games.
So and specifically because Kyle's on here, even we were just talking an hour ago. So I just came here to do the show with her, and an hour ago she was telling me how Kyle, now doing work with Sasquatch, is helping him grow as an individual and a human being. And my response to that is, I'm a wilderness guy first. Sasquatch, I just happen to know they exist, and Sasquatch are some of my best teachers, but bears teach me, mountain lions teach me, deer teach me, elk teach me, the wilderness teaches me, plants and animals teach me stuff. They help me connect, they help me grow as a person, and that's really what most people, in fact, all my expeditioners, all my colleagues, all the people that are working with me, we're all growing as human beings, connecting to. Isn't the wilderness kind of the main source? Isn't the
Yep.
wilderness like the mother of it all?
Yep.
So Sasquatch are the apex species in the wilderness. So they're of immense interest to us. It's because it's a discovery, right? It's a huge discovery. So why are you interested in the discovery of Sasquatch? Why are you here? What's your purpose?
It's my purpose. Because I like the connection with nature,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like they can heal the collective, heal humanity if we bring them to light when they're ready. Mhm.
And so I met Ashley on an expedition. She came out on an expedition with me this year, and we were communicating like telepathically,
Yeah.
right? It was weird because she'd be coming along and she'd be thinking something, and I would actually say, I hear you, and we were communicating telepathically so much.
Mhm.
I remember you saying like, I go, I know, I get it, I know, and she goes, take it easy on me. I'm not used to communicating with somebody like that. So we had this amazing connectivity that was, really, really special. And it's something that I'm really working on. I want to grow as a human being because isn't that sensory perception, that ability to feel, isn't that how you feel your soul? Isn't that how you feel your spiritual, isn't spirituality something that you feel based on your
Mhm.
empathic ability and your
Mhm.
telepathic
For sure.
ability? There's real connection there, guys. And we're all spiritual, aren't we? I mean, is there really anybody out there who doesn't believe they have some kind of spiritual? I take it to an extreme. I live knowing that I'm a spiritual entity having a physical existence. So for me, my spirituality comes first. It's a soul. So, and whether you're religious or spiritual or however you perceive it, so that's isn't it the soul? It just can't. It's always energy. Even for me, it was the science,
Everything is energy.
right? It's a science. A law of science is nothing can be destroyed or created, only conserved. So that which is me, that energy which is me, is always being conserved, and the Sasquatch are so into this thinking.
Hmm.
And the more I get spiritually connected, the more I connect to the wilderness and to nature, the more my teachers want to come around and teach me. So I'd love to hear, like, let's try to stay on the topic of telepathy today, guys, and even specifically as it pertains to Sasquatch, because Ashley has a tremendous amount of expertise. Hello, Andy. So I'll go through some of this stuff. Salute. When is the next show? This is the next show. The next show is next week. You mean the next movie? I'm working on the next movie. Hello, Washington State. Gosh, I love Washington State. I'm going to Nia Bay this year. I think, in my opinion, Washington State is the number one hotspot in the world for Sasquatch. From what I've seen, what I've experienced being down there, it's incredible. It's just such an incredible hotspot. It's the perfect salmon, berries, ecology, elk, deer. I absolutely adore Washington State, and I think BC is a close second, maybe, but Washington State is amazing. New Zealand, hey, how's it going, New Zealand? Are there Sasquatch in New Zealand? I don't know. There's Yowie in Australia, so why not? Happy holidays from Ohio. Good day from Australia. We just signed up on Australia, and I'm really excited. It's coming on an expedition next year. You're doing good things. Keep it up. Thank you, Robin. Do you feel like you're doing good things with Sasquatch? Why do you want to do Sasquatch research?
I just enjoy the connection
Mm,
and what I learn when I'm out there
mm.
from them and nature.
And she had some really amazing stuff going on. Like your vision got better,
Hmm.
right? Tell us about that. What happened?
Well, I guess I do wear eyeglasses when I'm driving, but when we got out of the bush and we're driving, I could see clear as day.
Mm,
It's like my vision was healed. But as
mm,
soon as you come back into society and you start looking at the screens and all of that, it goes back to what it was.
mm. Amazing. Nature, guys. It's when you get connected, when you can. I was talking to. I was in Adam at in northern British Columbia today, before I came here, which is I'm in Alberta now. But I was talking to some people who live up there, and they were telling me about how when they first moved out to that area, it was so quiet. They thought it was eerie. Now that the domestication has gone away, they love the quiet. They love the serenity. They're at peace and they feel calmer and more relaxed. That's something that's crazy, guys. To think that city people are so used to the noise and everything. When you get into a calm environment where it's trees and nature and relaxation, like on our expedition, some people find it uncomfortably initially, but I'll tell you, once you warm up to that concept and you feel real peace, real calm, real serenity, I mean, you must have felt that out there,
Hmm.
right?
That's
So
why I go.
so it's so amazing, guys. Get out to the wilderness,
Hmm.
get connected, learn about it. So this is Northwest Olympics. That would definitely be in Washington State. 2 weeks ago, my brother texted me photos of Sasquatch tracks while he was repairing a bridge for logging 17 miles behind a locked gate. A day before, he told me he was getting whistled at on the job. Sasquatch whistle. Matt, who I was just talking about today, we had a Sasquatch go like I do a red tail hawk whistle. I don't know what's wrong with my lips. My whistling's getting worse as I get older, and I've been practicing. It sucks, but there's a red tail hawk whistle that I do because that's my spiritual animal. We heard a Sasquatch run past and make that red tail hawk thing. So I've heard them whistle many times. It's definitely, and it's often kind of bird whistly. So, have you experienced infrasound from Sasquatch? Yes, I've been knocked out from infrasound. I've been dropped from infrasound. I've nearly thrown up from infrasound. And so we're clear on it. What happens is infrasound is it hits my inner ear, it seems. I can't hear anything, but you feel like you've been spun around really fast. You just suddenly feel dizzy for no reason. And it can get to the point where you get so dizzy it literally knocks you unconscious. Imagine someone spitting to the point where you pass out. That's how hard it hits you. And it's inner ear stuff. And it's very powerful. Australia, New Zealand, the house. Yeah, it's so awesome. Thank you, Andy. Sasquatch Wizard, hello from the Adirondacks of New York State. Thank you very much for joining us today. Jonathan, Sasquatch consciousness tuned in to nature perfectly. So Sasquatch consciousness. This is Jamie. What do you so you've actually felt Sasquatch consciousness? Yes? Tell me about that. You're more empathic than I am. How did that feel? When you tap into their consciousness, what kind of a being did they feel like?
A joyful being. When I have experienced, I felt, a lot of heart penetration, like definitely from the heart. So they're a loving um, consciousness as well. So I believe the Sasquatch consciousness, as humanity grows in consciousness, we'll become more aware of them as well. So um, I don't know. It's just
Joyful. What about did you feel calm? Did you feel serenity? Did you feel wildness? Did you feel freedom? Tell me about that.
yeah, I feel it all. I mean, what I felt the most was welcoming energy.
Oh,
And
welcoming
yeah,
energy.
um, some of the spots we went to, and then also, no, it's a lot of joyful because they want to play, and we're out
Wow.
there, right? So that's what I felt.
Mhm.
It's a
And
lot of
and I
joyful.
get intimidated. The males scare me. I feel I feel omnipotence. I feel power. I feel yeah. I'm intimidated, and
Joyful.
and I never felt. It's not often I feel playful. I feel different emotions from them, but it's guys. You gotta. I mean, this is. Don't you ever? If you have a child, if you have a parent, if you have someone you're connected to, you get feelings, and it's really powerful. And what she's talking about was confirmed by audio communication. I heard Jane talk to her. I heard Jane call to her. Jane is singling her out, and I'm so Jane singled her out first. So she's walking behind us. Jane called where I barely heard it. She heard it clear as day. Jane was trying to call just her, and it was for her. And then I went back. How did you feel?
Oh no, that was the experience. I felt
Mm,
like her sound and the frequency, it pierced my heart. Like I
mm,
felt it in my heart center. I've never felt anything like that. It was an amazing feeling, that's for sure.
mm,
But yeah, the sound, like it was a penetration into the heart center. And then I heard it again, and I was just in awe.
mm.
Like, am I really hearing that?
The expeditioner and I. So what happened was I'd left Kyle up with another expeditioner up on the mountain. So I was leaving with two, her and another Gabrielle, a lady. And Gabrielle was in front. I was in the middle, and I barely heard Jane. Gabrielle didn't hear it. She was too far in front. Oh, and we're talking like Gabrielle's 15 yards in front of me. I was maybe 10 yards in front of her, but I know Jane's sound. And when I turned around and looked at her, she was just glowing. Like she was smiling ear to ear, and she's not able to really duplicate the emotions that she right now the way she was in that moment.
Hmm.
Because I latched on her. I was like, "Tell me what just happened. And what are you feeling?" It was because I knew what was going on.
It's because it was in my heart. That's why it was easier for me to, mimic the sound and be able to embrace that moment because I was
Mm,
in that moment, but it
mm,
was in my heart.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's fantastic. So, has and I ask people a lot about that. Hey, there's Logan. I got some tamarack today, Logan. Thank you so much for sending that. Great Christmas gift, signed Jake. Oh yeah, the Jake and Jane photos. Do you have a Jake and Jane photo? You want one? Signed?
Please.
Oh, she said please. Whoa, she's definitely getting one. So Sasquatch Adirondacks, we're sending you out that. So just sending those out to tons and tons of people. Really happy with the way that's been very warmly received. I feel like I want to. If I have Jake and Jane photographs all over the world, literally Australia, France, UK, all over the United States and Canada, that's isn't doesn't that tap into the
Hmm.
consciousness?
Hmm.
That's my little secret. Is I want people to get excited about Sasquatch. I want those images out there. I want people talking about it, and that amps up the consciousness of Sasquatch. When you look at those beings, those are real Sasquatch. There's a power that comes with that, right? So it's really hard to explain, but one way I can explain it easily, I'm sure I've talked about this before, is so I was on the front page of newspapers a lot, especially back in like 2010 when I got the first Jake photographs. I did a story and it went national, international. And the natives called me and got pissed at me. Man, the Sasquatch are going crazy out here. Why don't you tell us before you start putting their pictures out there? And I thought, what the hell are you guys talking about? They literally, what they explained to me, these are elders and many people in the Morley Reserve and multiple reserves, but these guys specifically phoned me pissed saying the Sasquatch are losing it because they know that they're out there. They can feel it in the consciousness that you put their images out there, that Jake's out there, and they're responding like assertively, almost aggressively. And they asked me next time I do that's going to happen, that they could at least get warned so they could prepare for it. And that's how I started building a relationship with the native people of Morley in Alberta. So the Stoney Indians there. And powerful stuff, guys. And the more I got connected to it, the more I understood, like, the greatest trackers in the world, they don't smell nothing. They feel the energy of a wolf, of an elk, of a deer. That's how they do it. That's the trick. There's a little secret. It's out. They feel the energy the same way a dog smells scent particles. A human being with their left hand, I call it heart tracking, can follow the energy. And isn't that empathic? Is that spiritual to do that?
It's all interconnected.
How is that spiritual?
Feeling?
Yeah.
Because it's like having that inner connectedness with your soul, right? If you're able to feel with the energy.
Right. I understand. Yeah. So if I'm being tutored in my empathic ability by a really nice lady. I'm very interested in continuously working with communicators like her. That just it's another level. And I know, and I actually talked to Jeff Meldrum about this, because Jeff Meldrum's like, well, it's not really good science, but Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey did it, and they're the greatest primatologists of all time, especially Jane Goodall, who's still around and amazing. She's very empathic. She's very about the energy of the chimpanzees and their feelings and their emotions. She could feel it, and it's so much like that in the wilderness. I can feel when there's been a kill. I can feel when there's that distress in the air. I can feel when there's great serenity and calm when I go into an area. And what did you feel like when you came into my Sasquatch area?
It was just expansive and peaceful. So much freedom, right? The expansion, and I was just in awe.
Are you convinced of the tree breaks and the tracks that you saw?
Oh yeah.
Being Sasquatch. So, and then Jane called to us in a way that I called like a Sierra sound, and we really figured out. You were there when we figured out the distance, weren't you? Or were you not there when we were honking the horn? Anyways, Jane called to us, and I think specifically to her for the second time at base camp. We all heard it, and it was very Sierra sounding. How did you feel about that call to us, knowing she was only 200 yards away, and she was at high ground
for the apples, but
gratitude for they took the apples. Right, that was happening, and they took apples like crazy this year. Man, that's been a big paradigm shift for me. Huge. Let's start answering. So Dylan says, beautiful girl. Are you a beautiful girl? Let's make her a little embarrassed. Watch her. See how tan she is? She's gonna get all pink. So yes, she is. But you know, when I say beautiful, I'm talking like internally. Ashley is very connected in a beautiful way. She moves very beautifully through nature. I think it's beautiful the way she connects to it. Kyle saw it, and even her seeing the way specifically me, Kyle, and Gabby, how we treated her, how we were respectful of her. We were all new. Of course, I know Kyle, but Gabby and Ashley were brand new on that expedition, and man, we just had a rapport that really flowed immediately, didn't it? So it was really wonderful, and
it's powerful.
She called it the vibe of my tribe. Yeah,
your vibe attracts your tribe.
Your vibe attracts your tribe. Yeah, and it was really powerful that we all connected so well, and we were getting such amazing success, in my opinion. Hey Raku, hi from Georgia mountains. Wow, group of Sasquatch surrounded you and were being aggressive. Those are the same group that now take apples? Absolutely. But you know what, Joseph? I don't know if they were being. That's absolutely true. That is the same group. I don't know that they were being aggressive. They were assertively. I mean, there was a purpose. They were trying to get me to do my spiritual animal ritual. They're trying to get me back into the wilderness, and I wanted that. How do they communicate that to me? And because I am difficult to communicate with. I don't know. Like I can't imagine how frustrating it is for the Sasquatch to try to communicate with me. You understand that, don't you? A lot of people don't. They think it's easy to communicate with people. It's not. Because we are so domesticated, and we just don't. It takes me years to pick up, like the tree breaks. It took me years to acknowledge their existence. It's taking me years to formulate hypotheses on what they are, and I don't know how to say it nice. I'm dumb. Like I have so much to learn. I'm so domesticated. I mean, look at this is my fireplace, right? That's not a fireplace. You know what I mean? Like we're so used to our domestication, and it's so preposterous that it's really hard for a highly advanced, highly intelligent being to communicate. And I think the number one way they're trying to communicate with us is through telepathy, through the empathic ability. And Let's talk about that. There's what's that third eye? What do you call it?
The third eye,
Just third
the
eye?
pineal gland.
The pineal gland, and how people are damaging it and how they're
Well, even with the water and stuff, it's calcified, so the connection's not as potent as if you were to work on, taking that stuff off and decalcifying the pineal gland. It'll strengthen your connection with communicating, even mind speaking, right?
right. That's something that we have to do this year. You're going to help me with, please. So because it's the pineal gland is not. It's this is we'll just call it the third eye. The third eye gland, but if you specifically want to know, like, can people go to a naturopath and say, hey, I want to clean out my pineal gland and not get slapped?
Well,
Maybe say it to a
yeah.
male naturopath. No, I might be being a jerk, I'm sorry. But can a naturopath help you with that?
If you can find one that you connect with, yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Where can people go for information about this?
Well, I mean, they can take certain things that help with themselves, but if you want to, get to it right away, it'd be going to a naturopath that kind of does biofeedback, because then you're getting it's faster results. So some naturopaths just will be like, okay, what are your symptoms? Or, and trying to get to the root. But I find that just with all the things and the research and experiences I've went through, a biofeedback machine, if the naturopath has that.
This stuff is so important, guys. There's no difference between, like, working on your ability to mind speak is as important as coming in shape, eating good food. I'll tell you something. If you come out and you're toxic, you're drinking Coke and you're eating potato chips, the Sasquatch are going to smell you and they're going to go, oh man, that guy is so toxic, and they're going to stay away from you.
Your frequency too.
And if you're toxic with your body, doesn't that create a toxic mind? Doesn't that, like she was just saying, doesn't that create a toxic a toxic soul, right? How dare you damage and harm your body? Guys, this discovery it's going to take everything. And I knew that right from the beginning. I knew I was going to have to do stuff that no one's ever done before. And it was going to take everything. You can't go into this discovery, which is probably, to me, one of the most important discoveries of our time. Not of the millennium. It's so important. In wildness is the preservation of the world. Our world's in big peril and trouble right now. So I'm extremely passionate about this discovery. I think, and most of you understand why. And if I'm not, I have to be ready to burn at 100%, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, like soulfully. It's so important. So, you got to be firing on all cylinders and to be connected and to really go kick ass with something. And if you don't understand that, you have my sympathy. It's so important. So there's most definitely a higher self I am present within. That's Jamie Davern. Man, I'm starting to like that. Is it Jamie?
Jamie,
Just
yeah.
Jamie. I'm starting to like questions, my friend. Is that a Jamie guy or a Jamie girl? So really cool things. You keep this up, sir. You're gonna end up being a mediator. Really, really good questions. Indeed, yes. So you guys are just responding, and don't miss any of the live shows. Subscribe. Thank you, Andy. Hello from Maine. Man, I would love to go to Maine. You ever been to Maine? People keep telling me about it. I would love Hey, there's my man. There's Darren. So Darren, a very, very spiritual man, connecting with the First Nations people, medicine bags, a tremendously amazing expeditioner, was in an episode of Wild TV with me. And now I'm proud to say, how awesome is it that so many of these expeditioners have become close personal friends of mine. Like Darren knows personal stuff about me. He helped me out with everything. Like he's such a wonderful person in my life. And I feel that way about Matt and Bob and Ashley's growing into that. And look at Kyle. Kyle cares about me so much. That kid, it's like a family, isn't it? Like the people, my crew, we're like family now. And we're going to New Year's to James and Adams Lake. He's like, he is family now. And it's really enriched my life. Remember that when people ask you about how do I deal with the haters, I have family that I've evolved from this. Like Darren, that dude's got my back. Darren would protect me. Darren would die to save my life. That's how awesome Darren is. And I've tested that guy and he would do it. That's the kind of human beings that I'm evolving in my life because of this discovery. Tough, amazing, fantastic human beings. And this discovery has enriched my life in ways that I just had no idea. So never mind the people that are, beautiful like Ashley, like not just easy on the eyes, but and if you look at Ashley too, her hair is very long and healthy. Her skin is very healthy. Like she's just a picture of health. She's fit. She's strong. She eats so well. She was my most difficult expeditioner for feeding. Oh my God. She won't eat dairy. She won't eat rice. She won't eat wheat of any kind. But then you look at her and she's extremely healthy, extremely fit. She has mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, and it's all. How could you have one and not the other? Can you do that? Can you be spiritually well and not physically well, not mentally well? I don't really think so. Can you? It doesn't add
My
up.
opinion, I don't think so.
Yeah, in my opinion, prove me wrong. I don't know. Howdy from Texas. Hey y'all, I got a Texas expeditioner now that's become amazingly close. In fact, I just said hi to him, Logan, on here. Brown Dwarf, thank you for support. Yeah, I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. This is my job, and if you care about Sasquatch research, go to the website and make a donation. Telepathic intuition led me to this video. What do you say about that? So synchronicity is the bridge between matter and mind. So we're gonna do this right now. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna click. I want to make Jamie here a moderator. Come back next week, Jamie, because see, I was talking about the screen is all weird. Anyways, I'd like to make you a moderator. Telepathic. Do you hear what this lady's saying? Telepathic intuition led me to this video. Synchronicity is the bridge between matter and mind. That's powerful words. And I support that statement with my heart and soul 100%. I attract people. Even how I found her, it was like impossible. It's a weird, impossible thing that I did. I was just up late. I had an inspiration. I followed through with it. She had an inspiration to follow back. And now I have another
Well,
amazing.
and talking about synchronicities, like ever since going out on the first expedition and coming back, like the synchronicities are just like always, and it's just mind blowing. Even last night when I was in conversation with a friend, and the synchronicities that are showing up in their life, it's just being aware of it too, right? Like they're always happening.
Being aware of a synchronicity, guys, and also beyond synchronicity, this is just logic and reason. If you do something, something will happen. So talk about your Sasquatch. Be proud of what you do. Have discussions. Be open and engaging with people, because that's something. If you do nothing, if you say nothing, you will get nothing, and that is a black pit of. That's what I fear more than. That's why I do these videos. That's why I did the movie. That's why I'll continue to meet people like this, because I'm doing something and I'm trying. Some people laugh at me. People think I'm crazy, right? I'm walking around going, the earth is round. They're like, no, it's flat. And I'm like, I'm showing them pictures of a round earth. That's how I feel. So I'm at the point where it's not crazy. I know Sasquatch are real. Don't take my word for it. Come out with me and I show you Sasquatch. Ask her, right? Do you have any doubt whatsoever, like percentage wise? You didn't see a Sasquatch, but you heard them. You saw a structure made. You saw apples taken. And one came around you. Yeah, she got scared. One kind of was close and she kind of ran behind me. But percentage wise, 0% to 100%.
No, well,
What percentage wise do you think there are Sasquatch out there and that you had interactions with them?
Well, 100%, because I've grown up in the bush,
Right.
and I'm always in the bush, and the experiences I've had were just even with Jane, just that piercing that I felt in my heart. I've never experienced that.
100%. And I'll tell you that rings true with my expeditioners. I have guys come out here and they're 50% convinced that they go home, even 99% convinced, having that little bit of doubt. They call me in 3 months and I go, yeah, I'm 100%. Let it sink in. But that's amazing. Matt is awesome. Oh, you met Kyle. You met so many people too. Kyle was out here for 2 weeks. Central Michigan, Bigfoot and Wildlife. Thank you very much for tuning in today, sir. I'd love to hear your questions. Todd, you're so right. Nature is healing. Bless you. Many journeys ahead. We didn't talk about that. And you're on Instagram. What are you on Instagram?
Nature infused ash.
Nature infused ash. Do you believe nature infused ash, that nature is healing?
Yep.
How so?
100%.
How so?
Because nature provides the tools we need to, not just survive, but to thrive, from the food we eat to, the plant medicines that it produces, the berries, the fruits, all of it, like even your teas, if you know, it's all just, it's in your own backyard, right?
And when we do expeditions, it's the evolution of my expeditions is drinking healthier water, eating healthier foods, having people get better sleep. That's why we have a trailer to sleep in now. So I want people sleeping well. I want them eating well. I want them they get fresh air. They get connected to nature. And I'm so gravitating towards healthier beef, grass-fed, organic beef, organic plants. I feed my expeditioners that stuff. Is that important? Well, of course it is. How could I can't function any other way. We spare no expense with the foods that we provide, with the nature, with the love, with the comfort. It's immensely important. And if you don't get it, just keep listening, because I'm sorry if you feel that domestication syndrome is a terrible, terrible thing. And anybody who's on here who's really feeling this, and get out to nature, feel that love. Mike Kent, hello everyone. Big shout out from Westledge Beach, Ontario, Canada. So shout out to, is that Wasaga? Wasaga Beach, Ontario, love Ontario. Somebody speaking in Russian. Thank you very much for tuning in. Wolfgang, you son of a... So thank you for the donation, Darren. I really appreciate it. Hi, Andy. Everybody saying, hey, I love, guys, so thumbs up the video. Thank you for putting that in there, Andy. And communicate amongst yourselves, guys. So I love cooperation, right? Hi, Todd. Do you think the reason people are having encounters and because these individuals have some empathic abilities and Sasquatch are tuning into their energy and think it's another Sasquatch? Okay, so the first part of that question, absolutely. If a Sasquatch is showing themselves to you, it's because they're picking up on your empathic energy. Like I've done this demonstration, sneak up on a cow. Get down on the ground and sneak up on a cow and it'll lose its mind. But if you walk up to a cow and you have happy, good energy, cow doesn't care. And cows are domesticated. And so they're picking up your energy. And it's not in the movement, it's the energy. When you get down, you start crawling on the ground, you start sneaking, even if you do that, you'll feel your energy will change. You know you're being sneaky. And people, animals and beings pick up on that. But part two of this question is the Sasquatch are tuning into the energy and thinking it's another Sasquatch? Absolutely not. A Sasquatch knows the difference between a Sasquatch and a human being. This is apples and oranges. And that is an awesome question from Splash Bordeaux. What an awesome question. Yeah, the Sasquatch have no, the people are completely different. So they're reaching out to people. They're putting out an olive branch, but they're going to know the difference between people as much as they know the difference between a bear, a deer. So, you have oregano on you? I'm inhaling oregano.
No, I don't.
And oh my God, it's making me want to cough. When are you going to your next expedition? Next expedition is Nia Bay in May. If you're interested in expeditions, thank you. I'm handling them right now. I don't need new people on my expeditions. I have so many old people coming back. I have been damaged by COVID because I appreciate a lot of my expeditioners refuse to get the shot and therefore refuse to travel. But I always want to have new people. I've got like 5 new people coming out next year. Australia, a couple that's amazing from Newfoundland. This really interesting Englishman that lives here in Alberta. So lots of really cool new people coming out I'm excited about. I actually have a kid from Ontario coming out too that's very empathic and very I'm talking to this kid on the phone and I'm feeling his emotions, Ash. And before he's talking, I'm feeling like so I'm talking to this kid from Ontario on the phone, and I chose him for an expedition this year. And I hear he's really calm, and he talks like this, and he's like, "Hi, Todd, it's nice to meet you." And I feel like zen from this guy. And as he's talking about something, I'm feeling the emotions behind it, and I go, "This guy's got to come out on an expedition with me." And I start realizing he's immensely empathic. He's just a really zen, calm guy, and he's ready. He's 35, and he's ready to come out on an expedition and go on this journey. Isn't that amazing? I get to have conversations like that. My life is just so cool. I get to meet people like that. I get to recognize things like that. I see it in Logan. I see it in Matt. I see it in Kyle. I see it in Darren. I recognize these incredible traits, and then I do what I can as a shaman, as a teacher, to help them enhance and grow with these traits. And it's such a pleasure to see, even like Darren. Darren's in his 50s. Darren's older than me. James, I don't know, so many people I could go through the names, and it doesn't matter how old. Even Kyle. Kyle's like young, right? It's amazing to see people are never done learning. They're never done on their journey, and it's just wonderful to learn from these people and to be able to teach them. My life is just absolutely magic. So, Meinhardt, interesting. I'm towards Crater Lake. I'm sure they're up here as well in Mount Hood. Isn't that Washington? So this is Brown Dwarf. I've had some incredible, amazing eyewitness accountings from Mount Hood. So yeah, I think they're definitely up in that area. Wolfgang, thanks for your support. Yes, thank you, Wolfgang. Bigfoot just wants to be left alone, especially with COVID going on. A lot of them do. But do you think that Jane wants to be left alone, Ashley?
I don't feel that.
No, not the Sasquatch that I'm interacting with, they don't want to be left alone. They're choosing to communicate. They're choosing to take apples. Believe me, I spent years trying to get them to take apples. Did you see how elated I was? Like I was radiantly happy when they started taking apples. I was like walking on air. You could see that, right? Like when I left the expedition, let's talk about that. As I was driving away from the expedition, what did I do?
Got teary
I
eyed.
just like all cried. I was like, oh my God, this is so great. Like you can feel it in me, the years of mistrust and separation and leaving knowing that I was having that kind of success now. It literally brought tears to my eyes. I was so excited and so happy. The structure they made for us, amazing structure. And you were there for the whole discovery of that structure. So the people out there that are skeptical, Todd's got some guy in the bush just made that structure. He's just messing with you. Do you think there's any possibility of that?
No.
Like, I'll tell you
No.
guys, and Kyle was out there, Gabby was out there. When you're out there, you never say horse shit like that. Sorry, am I allowed to say horse shit? Sorry, Amanda. Horse crap. Like when you're out there and you see what's going on, you're with me. I mean, we all go to sleep in the same trailer together. We all wake up together. You know, people watch me go off to the bathroom when I go left and the structure was, I don't know. It's really infinitely preposterous. And
Well, the way it was balanced and just put together and placed.
even the shock when we found
Yeah.
it, like Kyle nearly stepped on the damn thing. If I was setting that up, I did a shit job, right? I really screwed up. So I don't even feel like I really discovered it. So feeling their souls connected in tune. Thank you, Anita Berry. Hey, Anita. Yeah, isn't that you're very, very spiritually connected with the work you do, Anita. That's wonderful. Hey, Todd, do you have COVID? I have had COVID. So the COVID shot, and I got the COVID shot, and I got so sick, and yeah, and I barely am recovering from the COVID shot. So thanks for me being forced. I'm really pleased I got the COVID shot. So, but let's not talk about that stuff. Uh, Singled her out to eat her. Hmm. Nobody ate you. So I hope nobody eats Ashley. I like Ashley. I wonder how they are around cats, or if they are a danger to pets. How do you think they'd be around cats? I'm not much of a cat person.
I don't know. I'm not a cat person either.
I'll tell you, I don't know about cats, but I know about my dog. Would they be a danger to cats? I think cats would be a crap food source, so not likely. And I feel Sasquatch have tremendous abundance in their environment. So I'll negate that, but I'll tell you around my dog is very domesticated. They thought, and they played with her in a very negative way, and it was a real negative experience. So I don't bring my dog out anymore because it just didn't work out. It was they were scaring her and tormenting her and enjoying tormenting her. And I love my dog, my Ari. You've seen her in some of the videos. She walks around. She's like a member. She is a member of my family. I love and cherish my dog. So it was damaging my relationship with the Sasquatch. That's how bad it was for me bringing out my pet. So I don't bring her out at all anymore, which sucks, but I wish I could. I thought the Sasquatch would think it's cool because they might think I was like leading a wolf and I had my own wolf. And my dog is like devoted to me. She follows me around. She knows I'm a leader. She loves me. And I thought it would create like real good positive energy. And it just didn't. It was a total disaster. So We had an encounter on a fishing trip, Lake Nipigon in Ontario. Long story short, the woods, and was my uncle took a nap and was snapped in half. It's a longer story, but I don't have space in the comment. You're telling me your uncle was, am I reading that right? Snapped in
Snapped in
half?
half.
Bigfoot encounter at gmail.com, please. I would like to hear the entirety of that story. Um, yeah, I'm that's awful. I don't hear about injuring, damaging stories very much. But are there going to be Sasquatch that kill people? Yeah. I mean, we have serial killers for human beings. Sasquatch are hunters and killers. There's bad Sasquatch out there, guys. In fact, when I go to a new research area, 50-50, the Sasquatch like me or will kill me. Those are my options. When I was in California, my movie California Bigfoot, I don't go back there. That Sasquatch will kill me if I go back there. He hates me and he doesn't want me there. And believe me, you'll see in my movie, he made it very clear I'm not welcome there and I don't go back there. And that's me. There are native people in California that have a working relationship with that troop. I'm not saying I'm like the Sasquatch guy. They hate me, but they like those native people. So it's not even a matter of they hate people. They like those people. They don't like this person. So that's like Stave Lake, Radium, Nordegg, places I've been to. It's where the Sasquatch are embracive to me and accept me. Nia Bay. I'm going back there because the Sasquatch like me and they accept me. About my odds are right now 50-50. 50% of the time they hate me and don't want me there. So it's a real reality. You're dealing with a highly intelligent species that has a history and opinions. And who's the cutie with who's the cutie? Are you? Yeah, she's the cutie. So yeah, they're there. This is Ron Mainhart. Um, I'm trying to mind speak with them. And last time, so in regards to mind speaking, what we were just talking about, work on that pineal gland. There's ways to fix it. I know mine. Do you think my pineal gland is messed up based on my diet and how you see I eat? Even just how do you feel about my third eye? Do you think it works good or do you think it's clogged up?
It's not clogged like most people. I mean, you have a powerful connection.
But it could be better. Do you feel
But can you shut our heads off? Because I think a lot of people like to stay in their minds and not go into their heart center. And that's another, key is being at peace within ourselves and going from our heads to our heart as well. Right?
So
and slowing down.
You're tutoring Kyle right now, right? I'll talk to Kyle, see how Kyle was happy with your tutelage, was he not? So if you want to learn more about this, because I'm learning about this stuff, tuning into your mind, your heart center. So she's teaching me that stuff. So she's nature infused on Instagram, nature infused Ash.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to learn more about her, how else can people?
Or ewandfitness.com.
Say that again.
Is my white ewandfitness.com.
Mm-hmm. She helps people with eating better food, connecting spiritually, emotionally.
Wellness blueprint, right?
It's a wellness blueprint. Yeah. So are you helping me with my wellness blueprint? I'd appreciate a little help. Please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep asking.
Saying
yes.
She's already mentoring 2 people. Man, I bet you lots of my expeditions would appreciate your mentorship. So we're gonna keep you busy. My goodness, never even thought of that. Anyways, Chris Slawowski, we learned from every Bigfoot encounter. They're important to us. Thank you for making that response, Andy. Andy is like you'll find like Central Michigan Bigfoot, Andy, Royal Creations, tons of people. I love it when you guys answer questions because these guys are dedicated followers and they know a lot of stuff. I mean, they listen to these live shows, and instead of me regurgitating information, you do listen to them because they know what they're talking about. You can send me some pics here in Ohio. You go to the website discoveringbigfoot.org to order the pictures. 2x4s, unfinished fishing cabin. My uncle took a nap on them, went back out fishing, came back. Another breaks, exact board he was sleeping on. Well, the boards were snapped in half. Oh, so I don't want to think your uncle was snapped in half. You were scaring me, dude. I was like, oh man, your uncle got snapped in half by a Sasquatch. You know what, Chris? Don't even. You got me convinced. I would love to hear about it. Bigfoot encounter at gmail.com. Send an email there. Amanda will review it and forward it to me. I'd love to hear about it. Amanda will watch this. Please, Amanda, I'd like you to forward me that Chris Lindowski accounting, especially Yeah, Ontario is a special place to me. I have lots of people in Ontario. I have people in Ontario, Kristen, come help you. Send me that information, my friend. I've got really impressively well-trained dudes that are out there that would love to come and help you and help investigate. So Sammy Chicken quickly knows how much a beautiful print on the big boy Jake would cost to fly across the pond to Australia. What is that? Crikey! Oh, Crikey only knows how much a beautiful print of the. Oh, dude, no, we're sending them all over the world. Doesn't cost anything. The prints are 8x10. Chantel, my producer, is putting them in 8x10. Send them all over the world. Shipping anywhere is not very expensive. I don't know. It's like $5. So, and we're happy to send them all over the world. What an honor it is to have people all over the world help support the Discovering Bigfoot cause, right? So if Sasquatch and a grizzly bear got into a fight, I already know that a Sasquatch whoops a grizzly bear's ass. I know, I've seen it. I've talked about it on the live show before. They have like grizzly bear jiu-jitsu. It's amazing. So Todd, seeing your video of Jake and Jane changed my whole consciousness. Thank you. You're welcome. Isn't that cool? Because you know what? You know what? It changed my consciousness. Filming it, and in my heart, I want you guys to all feel like I'm just a human being connected to all of you guys. And that video is for us. It was done for a purpose, right? It has meaning. When I showed her the picture of Jane, how did you feel?
It's hard to explain that in words, really.
She was awe-inspired. She was awestruck. I saw her like just get shocked when she saw that picture of Jane. That's why I did it. That's why it's there. It's there to inspire. It's there to motivate. It's there to make you smile. It's there to make you feel good about the world. Even if you never are going to do anything, Sasquatch, vicariously send me the energy, live through me. That power matters, don't you think? You feel my power when I walk around? Like all those people thinking, and I tell people, there are hundreds of thousands of people watching me right now, sending me that energy. And I feel it.
Energy doesn't lie.
It doesn't, and it's powerful, and it's for all of us, right? It's a cooperation. It's not about me. It never was. Those videos are never going to be called the Todd standing footage. You hear the Patterson Gimlin footage. No one calls it the standing footage. It's Sylvanic footage or video 1, 2, and 3, because there are videos, guys. It's not mine. It's ours. I did it for all of us. I did it. It started with, I did it for my family. I did it for my children. I did it for my friends. I did it for my tribe. And now I've grown because I'm growing and changing as a human being with all my new friends and all the new people helping me learn and teaching me stuff. And I'm telling you, it's for all of us. You feel it? Like I'm telling you, it's for all of us. So I just want to share it with you guys. It's so important. Kyle, Marine Dada. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Marine Dada. So it sounds cool. Chris, that's some power to snap 2x4s. Is it? Because I'll tell you, Kyle, me, Ashley, we've seen them snap trees bigger than 2x4s. But it is impressive. So especially if they're being snapped clean. So Marine Dad, Sasquatch, Alt-T. What does that mean, Marine Dad? Marine Dad? Sasquatch? Kyle, I'm not picking up what you're putting down. My money's on Sasquatch. Yeah, my money's always on Sasquatch. When you're going back into the field, well, in Nia Bay, and when the snow melts in the spring, I'll be back. So one of my best expeditions was the first expedition this year. So that's never happened before. So are you getting snow up? Yeah, right now, my research area in Radium has about 2.5 feet of snow on the ground. Only way in is by snowmobile right now. Hello from Natchez, Mississippi. Woo! I had a blast there. Joe, did I meet you, Joe? In Natchez? I hope so. Hello all from Northern Alberta. You're a Northern Alberta girl, aren't you? She loves Northern Alberta. So just started snowing in central Maine. Cool. Love Maine. Mother Maine here. What are these people talking about? Oh, Northern Maine here. A couple people from Maine. I'm empathic, and I had 2 encounters because I'm out where nobody else goes. It's, it is very special when you go out where no one else goes, but it's also dangerous. So I have mixed emotions about that. Be careful, guys. Use GPS tracking. Yeah, I'm very mixed about that. Try not to go out alone. Go out with people. Take really good care of yourself. But on the other side of that coin, where you go where no one else goes, the Sasquatch are going to recognize you're special. And that's when I have some of my best results, is where I'm going where nobody goes. It makes you special, and the Sasquatch recognize you as special. So there's a bit of a mixed message: do it but don't do it, do it but do it cautiously. So I'll just do a couple more questions, guys. That's a very good lady. You're a very good lady. I think she's pretty cool. I don't know about very good. She's pretty good, but I just met her a couple months ago, so we're just trying to figure things out right now. Have you ever struck me? She's good. She got those big fisties. She can lay out a good punch, so I got to be nice to her. Can I go with you? Can I go with you guys? If you're interested in an expedition, go to discoveringbigfoot.org. Oh yeah, can I get my spots? Big storm last week, 3 feet up here. I love the cold weather. Yeah, most people are not into the cold. Do you love the cold weather?
I'm not a fan of it, but I'll embrace it.
She does really well in the cold weather. Born and raised Canadian. And you like the snow to stay,
Yeah.
but you don't like the cold weather. That's kind of a little ironic.
Minus 20, 25.
Yeah, it gets
not
pretty
much.
cold. Why do Sasquatch eat quartz crystals? I have no knowledge of, why would a Sasquatch eat a quartz crystal?
Good question. I don't know.
What about those salt crystals? What about those things that you have all around that you like so much?
Maybe. I'd have to test that out.
I have no knowledge of Sasquatch ever eating quartz crystals, so whether with the Pentagon will slip the news that Sasquatch are real like they did with the UFOs. That'd be nice. But even they say UFOs are real, but is it really accepted? Is it accepted UFOs are real? They just started talking about it. I don't think it's accepted yet, though. The paradigm shift hasn't happened,
I don't want it to.
in my opinion. So, okay, one more question. I saw a Bigfoot many years ago. This is from Bird Forever. After he saw me, he vanished in thin air. I realized he was paranormal. How do you feel about somebody saying a Sasquatch vanishes into thin air? You think they can do that?
Me, myself,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, and I completely discount that 100%. I'm trying to make this less paranormal. I don't think they can vanish into thin air. I've never seen any evidence of that. I've seen evidence of them, people thinking they've vanished into thin air, but they don't. They're just highly intelligent. And even I would go into the possibility of they're using infrasound to shock you to thinking that. So I have theories about it, but I'm strongly into the nay that that's the John Bitternagel in me, and maybe a little bit of the Jeff Meldrum. That no, I don't want to take this paranormal topic that is paranormal, make it more paranormal. We can't prove they exist. We're not going to do ourselves any favors by saying they can interdimensionally travel and disappear into thin air, and so that doesn't do us any good. And so I don't support those things. But I respect your opinion, and that'll be all the questions for today. We're 52 minutes in. Thank you very much for joining us. What's that say? You can decalcify the pineal gland with certain psychedelics. You know about that stuff?
I understand that question, yes,
Yeah.
and it can be true. It's going to help open the heart center, but like even chaga mushroom is a medicinal mushroom. It's not psychedelics, but it's still something that's going to help decalcify it.
Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome. You know about that, Brown Dwarf. Very cool. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in today, guys. We had an awesome, fun show. Thank you for tuning. Thank you for coming in today, Ashley. I'm going to try to keep coming on with expeditions and people that are of help to this discovery. I will for sure be back next week. Until then, thank you very much and appreciate your support. Take care.